Kathleen from Long Island says, what are your plans to assist seniors with healthcare, prescription drugs, and housing? Kathleen, this is a major focus of ours because I want all seniors who raised their families here and contributed to their communities, I want them to be able to stay here. So I am focusing on building more and more and more housing so you have more options. And if you have grandkids like I do, that your kids can grow up in the same community that they were raised in with the grandkids, really important. But healthcare, my gosh, this is so expensive. Our Medicare savings program helps eligible adults save an estimated $7,400 a year. That's really important to us. Another thing to help you with your expenses, our STAR program, those benefits can be over $1,000 for you. And lastly, prescription drugs are so expensive. Insulin, one of the top drugs prescribed, starting this January, watch for this. If you are on one of our New York State certified healthcare plans, you will have a zero, big fat zero copay, so you can save that money and put it right back in your pocket. So we're doing a lot for seniors, and we're just so happy you're still here in the state of New York. Now, let's talk about something very serious. Milan from Albany asked about what we're doing with the prevalence of school shootings. This is every parent's nightmare to think that something could happen to their beloved child in a school setting. So we have been laser focused on getting guns out of our state, making sure that we have policies that punish the criminals, and especially people who maybe on social media sometimes give a clue that they're going to do something harmful to somebody else, a classmate or a teacher or something at home. We're watching for this. And other people who come in contact with a student, if they see or hear something that makes them think a student could do harm to themselves or others, they now have power that they did not have before I wrote new law, that they can alert someone, raise a red flag, we call it. And as a result, we've had thousands of individuals who could do harm to themselves or others have their access to guns taken away. And also, I just signed some legislation with Gabby Giffords, former Congresswoman who was shot in Tucson when she was at a public event. She was with us here in New York City. So proud to join her as we sign more nation-leading legislation to protect all New Yorkers from gun violence, but particularly students in schools, and the enhanced devices that allow you to turn a pistol into a weapon of mass destruction. We have banned them. So we are looking for every way we can to let people know that this is one of my top priorities, protect New Yorkers from random gun violence or the mass shootings like the one that happened in my hometown of Buffalo when 10 lives were lost. A young man radicalized online through social media came to Buffalo and slaughtered 10 people because of the color of their skin. This is what we're up against. This is why I'm so passionate about this, and we're not done yet. We're still have a lot more we can do. David L. from Kings Park says, I need help with the grant money for flood damage for the rain that occurred on August 18th. How can you help me? Well, we're continuing to help support Long Islanders and people across the state deal with this effect. We have something called the State Homes and Community Renewal Program. We're making funds available to everyone who's eligible. Now, who's eligible? What I realized at the beginning of this summer, that people who made $50,000 or less were eligible to get assistance to rebuild their homes. But the majority of people in New York State would not meet that criteria. So I increased it to $150,000 or 150% of the area median income, meaning if you live in a higher income area, you're not affected by this. You can look at what the area median is. So we can let you know, but if you look at our HCR website on your screen, keep your eyes open, it's right there, contact that and you can find out if you're eligible. But listen, move along, David, because the deadline is November 8th, okay? Check it out, apply, and hopefully we can help you. Last question. What are we doing about those drivers who are driving with obscured license plates? What that does is it's unfair to everybody else who's paying their tolls, and it's driving everybody nuts. So what are we going to do? Well, we already had the nation's largest interagency task force. It was New York State. It was New York City. It was every agency you could think of that's involved in enforcement, brought them together and have a massive takedown. and stopped hundreds of individuals and punished them. We enhanced our laws. We have said that we can revoke your registration, so that's pretty strong threat. If you are caught with one of these license plates, weighs the mask and you cover it up, or the ghost plates, the ghost vehicles, if you are involved in any of that and we get caught, you may not be able to drive anymore in the state of New York. And so the consequences are severe, and we've increased our enforcement day to day and banned those ghost plates that I just mentioned. So we want to go after it, but I appreciate you being on top of this, Michael from Westchester, who is worried about this, and we are worried about it as well. Everybody should be doing their fair share, because it's not fair to the rest who are following the law. So that's it for today. Thank you, everyone, for the great questions, and let's keep it up.